What's up? Good evening, everybody. I want to talk a little bit about a subject that, well, we all talk about. All of us who put up content on YouTube or Black Junction or some other platform, we all put up this type of material. But I want to speak on it a little bit today because I came across a video that, got me a little bit vexed. Okay? And the subject I want to talk about is white supremacy and how some black people, very intelligent black people, very well read and articulate black people, don't seem to understand um, why we need to call out white supremacy, why we need to talk about white supremacy, why we need to talk about how white supremacy governs just about everything that we do in this country, us black people anyway, in this country. They don't seem to think that white supremacy is really a thing, that it's something that we talk too much about. They seem to think that it's something that's used just so scammers and hustlers can make money, and so they talk about it and see it everywhere and see it in everything. White supremacy this and white supremacy that, they say, and then they say that no white person is superior to them. White supremacy, the way we're talking about, doesn't exist. And they give all of these articulate reasons for thinking that way, and 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 they state their case really eloquently. Actually, they really do a good job. But that doesn't, to me, that doesn't um, take away the fact that white supremacy is real. It is a thing, and it is a really, really big part of what makes America the type of country that it is. Um, when you look at just about every aspect of American life, all you see is white supremacy. Now, I think they might have a little bit of a misunderstanding or refusing to understand or acknowledge that when a black person like myself uses the term white supremacy, we're not talking about white people being superior to us intellectually or physically or supreme over us in that regard. What we're talking about is a special set of perks and privileges uh, and rights that white people enjoy in this country um, that black people do not. Like the right to simple stuff, like the right to talk back to a police officer, the right to call the police on black people for just living their life every day, for just trying to go about a daily existence, the right to get promoted um, simply because they're the only white person available in a sea of black people. Uh, and the list goes on and on. The right to better health care, the right to more income opportunity, the right to this and the right to that. It's just a whole plethora of things that white people enjoy and take advantage of, take full advantage of, that black people we don't have any access to. And that's cool. We've learned to deal without it, and we're going to build our nation, whether the white people understand it and see it or not, or whether these black folks who don't think white supremacy exists see it or not. We're going to build our nation. But to say that white supremacy is a thing that really is talked about too much and that we harp on too much, to say that is doing us a disservice. And it's also doing them a disservice because each and every one of them, each and every one of the people who say that white supremacy is something that we shouldn't pay attention to, or white supremacy is something that really is white supremacy is an overused term. Each one of those people is going to get their nigger moment, and they're going to get their wake up call. They always do, always do, and they always have to come back to the black community and try to, you know, get reassimilated into the black community. But no, once you've been over there doing that cooning and whatnot, ain't no coming back from that, and you wind up alone. I mean, or with a group of like-minded people all by yourself with no support, because white people really are not going to support you, you know. And you already know that because of your views in towards black people and our calling out of white supremacy, they already know that we're not going to support them either. So they just wind up kind of on the island on our own. So what they need to do is try to understand what we mean when we talk about white supremacy, what we say, um, what we are saying when we're calling out white supremacy. Not that white supremacy is something that we just, if we stop talking about it, it'll go away. That's like if you stop talking about your cancer, it'll go away. If you stop talking about your HIV, it'll go away. It won't go away. It'll only get worse. And it is getting worse and worse because the president of the United States is a white supremacist. Yes, he is. And I saw a woman on a channel. I'm not going to mention the channel because I actually like the channel. I really do. And I like the brother that hosts the channel. But he had this woman on who said she was a delegate out in California for Donald Trump. And she's of two minds. Now, she was harping on the fact that the Democratic Party hasn't done anything for black people in all of the time we've been voting Democrat. We already know that. But she thinks that we should switch over to the Republican Party and ask for concrete results from them and demand concrete results from them by unifying in the Republican Party. No. And when people suggest that we form our own political party, she had all of these reasons why we shouldn't do that, because it takes money, it takes this, it takes that. And then she starts to talk about how unaware black people are. We don't know our Congress people. We don't know who's on our school board. We don't know how to do this. We don't know how to do that. She sounds like them crazy liberals who always think that black people get disenfranchised because we don't have ID and we don't know how to go vote and we don't know how to take care of ourselves, like we're a bunch of bumbling idiots who don't know how to get out of our own way. So the liberals got to come support us. The Democrats going to tell us what direction we need to go in, and the Republicans are the only ones that'll come and save us because we just dumb and we don't know. Well, the three of them are lying, and it gets proven over and over and over again that they lie or that they're full of shit. You see, but our own political party is something we need to seriously look at. Our own political party is something we need to seriously look at. And we need to be putting in effect measures and systems that take care of our own. I know I'm already doing that. I'm already doing that. And a lot of people I know are already doing that. A lot of people that I listen to and follow and believe and understand and respect on Black Junction and YouTube are doing that. But when I need my dose of knowledge, when I need to get inspired, and when I need to hear truth the way, without all of the bullshit and all of the sugarcoating, I go to Professor Black Truth. I listen to his lectures every Sunday and Thursday. I listen to Dr. Claude Anderson whenever I can, because this stuff reinforces. And it reinforces what I always know to be true. And a lot of it has to do with me, being older. So I know truth when I hear it. But with none dudes, oh yeah, and by the way, that lady the woman I spoke about earlier had a poster of John Wayne in the background. John Wayne, that American cowboy from a long time ago, John Wayne, that hated niggas, John Wayne. And she had a Make America Great poster sitting on the other thing. And she bragging very vociferously about how she is a big supporter of the most hated man in the world. The most hated man in the world. Now, if Donald Trump was, if Donald Trump's policies were coming out of the mouth of a black man, right, they'll be calling him names like they call Louis Farrakhan. They really would. And he would be totally ostracized by everybody. But because he's white, and because he's, achieved and been selected to be the president, he gets to say whatever he wants to say and talk about whatever group he wants to talk about. And the majority of his supporters follow him, and they get more and more emboldened with their feeling of white supremacy. And she following behind that shit and supporting it. Even if he had even if he put forth a program or an idea or a piece of legislation that I kind of agree with, from my years of experience that I kind of agree with, I'd be hard pressed to go along with it. Matter of fact, I'm sure I wouldn't go along with it unless somebody else presented the idea, because it's coming from such a repugnant individual. And I just don't see how she can, actually I do how she can do it. She's a straight up coon. But people like her can straight up sit there and listen to that and tell me that that's not white supremacy personified. Because like I said earlier, it says to me that they don't have a clear understanding of what white supremacy is or what we mean when we say white supremacy. But to say that it doesn't exist is like a fish saying water doesn't exist because he doesn't feel it. Right? It's to say that the water you're swimming in doesn't exist because you don't feel it. It's like saying the air we breathe doesn't exist. We can smell it, and yes, we can feel the air, but we can't see it. But a lot of them same people have been discriminated against. A lot of them don't realize it, but they have been, even that broad. A lot of them have felt the sting of white supremacy, but they don't understand what happened to them. A lot of them have been, prejudged based on their appearance, but they decide to call it something else. But trust and believe, all of you folk out there who think that we just hustling and that white supremacy and to talking about white supremacy has become a cottage industry. Trust me, white supremacy is real, and it's eating away at your subconscious. And one day soon, y'all gonna get y'all nigga moment. Every last one of y'all always get your nigga moment. And with that, I'm gonna tell y'all like and subscribe, leave a comment, and hit me with that thumbs up, all right? TC, and I'm out.